Imagine that one day you could pick what traits and attributes you would want your future child to have. You could choose to make your child be a tall male with brown hair and blue eyes. With the continuing advancements in genetic engineering, that day could be closer than you ever imagined. Although that kind of genetic engineering is in the future, we have another form of genetic engineering that is all around us today: agricultural crops. The advancements in science have left us with a very bright future in genetic engineering. Tomatoes, soybeans, potatoes, and rice are constantly being genetically engineered so that the flavors can build up and be ripe, as well as prolong their shelf life. Manali Oak believes that the manipulation of the genes in crops is expected to improve their nutritional value as well as their rate of growth. Coming from a family of farmers, I can understand the benefits of using engineered seeds. They are resistant to pests and can survive in relatively harsh climate conditions. I know how important it can be to someone to make sure their crops grow strong and can withstand unexpected weather conditions, as well as the damage that bugs can do to crops. Oak also states that genetic engineering in food can be used to produce totally new substances such as proteins and other food nutrients. The genetic modifications of food can be used to increase their medicinal value, thus making available homegrown edible vaccines. The only downfall with genetically engineering crops would be it could be harmful towards natural plants, as well as lead to allergies in crops, but it seems to me that the benefits outweigh the risks. The more controversial type of genetic engineering is known as human genetic engineering, which Oak defines as the science of modifying the genotypes of human beings before birth. There are two types of genetic engineering in humans: somatic and germline. Somatic seems to be what I believe the most controversial type. This process allows parents to choose the sex, hair, and eye color of their future child. Not only can one choose what they want their offspring to look like, they can also protect them against certain diseases. This is called germline therapy. Patrick Tucker states, germline therapy for immunodeficiency could involve removing the sickle cell anemia gene from a developing embryo. Scientists and researchers believe that somatic is the therapy that holds the most promise, although breakthroughs are still several years away. But germline therapy may be more practically achievable and also is highly controversial. Germline therapy can help against hereditary disorders like sickle cell anemia and prevent against serious diseases. Despite the controversy involved in germline therapy, I strongly believe that is a good idea and shows a lot of promise and security for the future. It seems to me that germline therapy is just an extension of amniocentesis, which is the medical procedure expectant mothers receive in which a small amount of amniotic fluid is taken from the amniotic sac and the DNA of the fetus is examined for genetic abnormalities. On the other hand, however, I do not agree with or support the somatic end of genetic engineering. I believe each child is a gift, and that gift deserves the right to be unique and not altered to the liking and preferences of their parents' wants. Whatever happened to being thankful for a child that is healthy with 10 fingers and 10 toes? Since when did that not become good enough? I feel it is unethical and takes away from the originality of your child. The negative aspects of genetic engineering are a bit more serious in humans than they are in crops. Like I said, it takes away from the diversity in people, and the process is so expensive it will be virtually impossible for anyone to afford. As for germline therapy, treating one defect could just cause another. That is a big risk to take, knowing that you are curing one disease, but just increasing the chance of developing another. Past scientific discoveries have brought us many advantages, including that of genetic engineering. The main use of genetic engineering is to grow crops that are more resistant to the harmful effects of the environment. But the most popular and controversial is the genetic engineering of the embryos to suit the parents' expectations. Whether ethical or not, genetic engineering needs to be researched and tested more because it could play a huge role in solving many of the world's future medical problems.